Welcome to In the Kitchen with Kelly and Emily. On today's episode, we are going to have a Christmas party. So we're going to share some really fun recipes for snacks and drinks, of course, that will help you and your guests have the happiest holiday celebration. In true party fashion, we invited friends, BEMA friends that also serve on our standing committees. So we are going to introduce our guests and introduce our drinks first so we can get the party started. So Kelly, tell us about this cocktail.
So I whipped up a eggnog type drink. It's called Coquito, and it's Puerto Rican. Super healthy, filled with rum, obviously, evaporated milk, sweetened condensed milk, vanilla, and other seasonings. So if you're an eggnog fan, I think this is a little bit better. It has a lot more flavor, so something just holiday-ish to try.
Fantastic. The other cocktail is called Rudolph's Tipsy Seltzer.
Spritzer.
Spritzer. And it is super simple. Orange juice, cranberry juice, a smidge of cherry juice, and vodka measured with love.
And Sprite. Yeah.
The vodka is the important part. Stir it all up.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, I will keep prepping the drinks. Kelly, do you want to introduce our guests?
Absolutely. So we brought some fun BEMA guests for our show today, and they are joining us, and they're going to be decorating some sugar cookies. So they have all the supplies they need to do that. So maybe we'll judge them at the end.
We'll keep the drinks close right here.
My money's on Teresa.
I don't know. It's BEMA, so there'll probably be a competition.
There's always a competition at BEMA, especially with cocktails involved. So our first guest is Sergio Caballero. So Sergio, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Sergio Caballero. I'm with Food Tools, part of the membership committee, and we're working on a couple things right now with the Ascend program. I assume we're going to be launching that again for upcoming convention. And the other thing we're really working on is getting out, meeting more members, getting more members involved with BEMA and all the fun stuff so they can enjoy times like this. So,
well, cheers to that.
Cheers to that. And why did you decide to get involved with the membership committee?
Just connections. I mean, like being involved with BEMA and, making new connections and reaching out to others. And, I think that was the most important thing for me to get involved. So, and
awesome.
I've been part of it for a while now. So
I was just going to ask, how many years?
I don't know. I can't keep track that long. I ran out of fingers, I think. So, and I don't count with my toes. So, I don't know.
Don't make it weird.
I want to say it's 12 years, maybe. I don't know. It's been a while.
It's been a while because it was before I even started at BEMA.
Yeah.
So very cool.
Okay,
all right, cheers everybody, real quick. Let's get our drinks going.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for being
Happy
here.
holidays.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is so cute.
That's good.
Yum. We might be having that on Christmas Eve at my house.
Yeah. We do a little Christmas fun.
For breakfast.
So before you continue with our guests, I'm going to start making a very simple appetizer. So it's crescent rolls, brie, and cranberry sauce. It's going to be a beautiful wreath when we're finished, but I'm going to start since it needs to bake.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All right. Well, then we'll introduce our next guest, James Boddicker.
Hi, I'm James Viker. I'm the publisher of Baking and Snack Magazine, and I am on the convention program committee and planning committee. So I've been doing that the last few years. It's been a lot of fun. The reason I kind of wanted to get involved with that is, as Sergio said, the connections, but also after being at my first BEMA convention, getting the feedback from the baker guests and the suppliers, I've kind of wanted to get more involved. So I talked to Emily, and it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, before we go on to our next guest, I'm going to get started on, it's a little family favorite of mine, which is our peanut butter balls. And I'm going to be using powdered sugar, obviously, peanut butter, and I'm using crushed corn flakes. We have a little family feud that goes on between my sister and I. She's like a Rice Krispies person in her peanut butter balls, and we literally fight about it every year. But I am a fan of the corn flakes, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'll start on that, and then we'll introduce our last but not least guest, Teresa Reuter. So if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Teresa Reuter. I work for Lematic, and honestly, I got on the committee because I had been serving on the ASB board for like 6 years. So when I finally got off that, Clay Miller is the one who suggested that I get on the outreach and engagement committee because, it was involved in trade shows, which I was heavily involved in. So that's what brought me into that committee, and I love it, actually.
Amazing. Amazing. In that committee, you guys all have a lot of goals that you guys are all working on. So Teresa, what is one thing that you're the most excited about tackling within your committee?
I would say the most fun thing that we have worked on so far is these regional dinners, which I kind of heard about them last year, but I guess I wasn't really focused on them. And now they're on our committee, and so I was hyper focused on the last one we had.
You know, there were a lot of new things to focus on at BEMA last year.
A lot of new things to focus on.
So true. And so that has actually been the most fun thing. We had our for quarter 4 one. We just had that one, and it was a great time. We were in Chicago. A couple of other ones were in Jersey and in KC. And ours was, I'm sure, the best. It
Yeah.
was fun, but
James and
I
Kansas
would say
City.
the one I had in Dallas was probably the
you think it was that's old news though? That wasn't this
that's
year.
what started it all.
So anyway,
Those
they're
other
really
ones.
fun. I encourage people to kind of, if they haven't heard about them, to reach out to me or to our committee, and I'll give you some more information, because they are real intimate dinners to have with suppliers and bakers, and just so comfortable.
So comfortable. Yeah. Even at Kansas City, which we know there's a big presence in Kansas City, there's been new people at both regional dinners here that we didn't know, that I didn't know. They're great.
Yeah, for sure. James, do you have a goal that you're the most excited about tackling this year?
I mean, I don't have a specific goal. The big thing is for the convention is just making sure it's the best for supplier and the baker guests, and making sure everyone has a great experience. And I think BEMA does an amazing job making it so family oriented, where you still get your business done. There's so much to do, but there's time for your family. The engagement with all the kids is so exciting to see. You know that I've got 2 of my own that came for the first time last year.
That was so fun.
But just reaching out to the baker guests and for inviting them, selecting them is a lot of fun. And then also kind of going through the program of selecting the keynote and kind of what's going to be talked about there.
Right. It's we had great response last year from the keynote. People really tend to like the engagement.
Yeah.
You know, he was entertaining and he was engaging, so we'll see if we can top that this year. So you can see as I'm working on this recipe, it is easy. You're just putting it together. So I have pre-chopped the brie. I don't really think you can mess up the crescent rolls. And the next thing I'll do is just pour some cranberry sauce around and then make it look like a wreath. So when we think about conventions and programs, and I know, Sergio, you served on it a while back as well, right?
I did do it a while back.
Yeah.
Probably one of the first ones I started.
Yep, so the committee gets to invite all the bakers, and we also talk about the variety of bakers. And so, what are our top groups? We reach out for bread and bun, snack,
Sweet good.
yep, we want,
That's one conversation we always have. Is
Yeah.
Sweet good, right?
Sweet goods and snack over the last few years as well. Snack has been a big segment, a big kind of initiative that we've been reaching out to.
certainly try to bring a variety.
Yes.
Variety.
I mean, we want to make sure it's good for everybody. I mean, everyone's, you know, some people are more focused on bread and buns, some people are only focused on sweet goods, and just having that variety of baker guests there and their companies that they represent is super important to making sure everybody's happy.
And on the content side, we've really started trying to focus on not only the supplier content, but when you have 30 or 40 bakers there, we want the content to be really relevant for them too. So that's been great.
Yep.
Awesome. Sergio, do you have any other goals about, I know you talked about Ascend.
Ascend.
Do you want to talk a little bit about how we're focusing on?
So I know one of the
Phenomenal.
other things we're focusing on is the members that aren't involved. And like I know when we have these conversations in our group about how there's not BEMA members that don't do anything, like don't participate. So it's like, how do we get them to, obviously we don't want them all, but we want to get some of them involved in order to, to make BEMA stronger and have new faces there. And so I know we always talk about that and we reach out to them. I know you walk around the trade show and go to these people and bring some of us with you to have that conversation with them as well. So I think that's another thing that we're always working on with membership, So it's just the involvement, and some members don't know everything that goes on with BEMA. So now we get to bring them in, want to bring them in and show them what we do. So especially for convention. So
You guys should get started decorating cookies. They're going to be pretty plain for our party.
All right, let's do it.
So Kelly's members wanted to engage in a committee, and they currently don't. They would call one of us.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? So all the committees have staff liaisons. You can find that information on our website, and you would know who to reach out to if one of these 3 committees seems very interesting. We meet mostly remotely, the good old Teams call.
Yep, once a month.
Can't beat Teams call. So yeah, the commitment's not super duper high, and then we get to meet in person actually at convention. Yeah.
Yep. And then we see each other membership sees each other at the trade shows, and we're always kind of connecting, out in the industry.
Right.
All the time, so.
So as you make the wreath, you can twist, you can make it as pretty as you want. I'm just gonna fold it over and get it put together so we can bake it. And if you look up this very popular appetizer online, people put meat in the middle and bacon in the middle. They add lots of different ingredients. We're just sticking with the brie and cranberry, but
so
there's a lot of varieties. How are the peanut butter balls?
Well, I need a little more peanut butter for my peanut butter balls, so I'm going to step off real quick and grab some peanut butter. They're a little dry.
Don't go too far.
We'll miss you.
Will we?
Yes. Okay, so I've had some spritzer. I haven't had any, what's this called? Coquito.
It's good.
It's rich.
Festive.
It almost tastes, we were saying, like liquid pumpkin pie, but there's no pumpkin.
Yeah, I would lose the bet that there's no pumpkin in that. It's just the spices.
It's the clove. There's clove and cinnamon and nutmeg and vanilla. So a lot of those same ingredients.
All right.
Yes. I'm going to talk about some favorite BEMA memories while they're decorating their cookies.
From the year?
Well, it was a big year.
It was a big year. It was a big year. So I think it's a great reference point, and we talked about it yesterday a little bit with Sergio. So our first convention was Virginia, was Kelly and I's first convention.
2016.
And Sergio, yours was?
Mine was Laguna.
James?
That was Marco Island.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right out of COVID, the first one.
COVID convention.
Yeah.
We were in the COVID lull. Mm-hmm. Teresa, what was your first convention?
Year before last. Sorry, I don't remember where it was.
Dell?
Yes.
That's right. Because we got to go on the first timer outing together.
We did. Yes.
That's
that was. Yeah,
right.
that was.
Oh, yeah, on the boat.
California. Yeah, that was really fun.
Yes.
So now I'm going to do a quick egg wash.
Okay. I'm just going to try and get these things
Very official.
into balls at some point.
Okay, so we have like a savory and a sweet. If you were having a party, what would you be making? Do you have a favorite?
Savory.
Savory?
Sweet. Always sweet.
James has a sweet tooth.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm savory. I like to grill or do something. I'm not baking.
Right?
Are you going to let us eat that one?
Yeah. So,
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you, because this isn't a real cooking show, I mean, Kelly and I try really hard, but we do usually always pre-bake just in case whatever we make
Bombs.
while we're filming bombs. And I pre-made this last night, but we already ate it. So if this one doesn't turn out, we'll be eating peanut butter balls and sugar cookies because the test bake got eaten.
The test bake got eaten.
Yep.
It's that good.
It smells really good, and I'm just gonna put a dash of salt on the top.
Awesome. And I'm just taking these peanut butter balls and rolling them up, and then I'm going to dip them in chocolate, and they are done. So they're such an easy, fun little snack.
So we're going in the oven. It's almost round. It's like a real tree, not an artificial tree. It has its own imperfections and shape.
It's going to come out
It's
like a
gonna pop
magazine
right up.
cover. Come on.
Yes.
Come out like a magazine cover.
Okay, now we can't forget it. The
You
recipe
guys
says
bake these sugar cookies, or is
the recipe says to bake that for a really long time, but it really only takes about 10 to 15 minutes. The crescent rolls cook
It
right
cooks
up.
quick.
So it's okay. Got it. Did we bake those?
Yes.
We did not bake those.
Oh, I totally would have taken credit for that.
Yeah. You could have lied about it, and we would have believed you.
Sergio
looking
cookie
very-
number 3.
Very festive over there. Teresa looks like she's a little more intentional.
Okay, so the garnish is fun, but it also is in the way. when you're trying to actually have the drink.
That's the problem
But
with
it's good for looks. But
And you
all
can kind
about
of
the
smell it
looks.
when you
it
take
smells
a drink.
good. Yeah, it's all for the look.
I love it.
Yes.
So when you were at your first convention, do you have a favorite memory from your first convention?
I do.
You do?
I have a good one.
He said that quick.
I know. I'm scared.
And you probably all know what it is, but chip. So my first convention, I had to facilitate a panel on tortilla and flatbread. And
Okay.
we had the video of Chip. You don't remember Chip?
I don't remember.
You don't remember Chip?
You don't
Oh,
remember
Chip was
Chip?
epic. Well, explain Chip.
So Chip, it was a day in the life of Chip. So I dressed up as a Chip.
I remember
And
now.
I did the day in the life of Chip, waking up, brushing my teeth, getting coffee, doing everything. It's still, the video's still out there.
Yes,
I'm not gonna
I
tell you,
remember
I'm not
now.
gonna plug where it's
dressed
at.
up as a tortilla
And I
chip
dressed up and
and rode a bike
Barbara,
around
jumped
Santa
in the
Barbara.
water. Was gonna try and surf, but that didn't work out. So once the outfit got wet, it was a little dangerous in the water. So I had to get rid of it. But it was fun. So that was my first convention.
And not many people come to their first convention and facilitate a panel.
No.
So that
No.
was like, you were diving in.
Yeah.
I went
Yeah.
all in. I haven't facilitated one since, but that's probably a reason
First
why.
and last time.
Because of Chip. I'm just kidding.
And there might be a time that Chip comes back.
I think he could.
I think
Never-
he's planting seeds for programming,
I
James.
think he is. Campaigning for it.
Oh, that is funny.
That's all you. Yeah, that was my first one.
I love it. James, do you have a memory?
A few. I think the first thing, the keynote last time, or the first one was Duncan Wardle.
Yes.
It was unbelievable. And so
Yeah.
I still utilize a lot of his sayings, especially talking about kind of creativity and thinking in the moment, and then talk a lot about kids, and it resonates. It resonated with me a lot at the time, just having a newborn, and then kind of taking that moving forward. The second thing is just I've been super fortunate. Mike Goody's been kind of a mentor for me, and
Yes.
he took me around, and a lot of the different people that I've gotten over the last 7 years took me around and introduced me to everybody. So just the more you kind of put into it, the more you get out of it, and so the more you're engaged,
It's true.
showing up, you get.
In the words of Mike Goody.
Yeah, can't fake showing
Can't
up.
fake showing up. Goody saved me at my first industry event. So I started in Chicago at Summit and ASB. That was my first. I was technically still had my old job. Like I was new, but like you have to be here. It's only once a year. You'll get to meet so many people. But the first time you go to the hotel, it is a little confusing about which floor which things are on, and you know that secret escalator. And I was running late-ish one morning, and I could not find where we were trying to go. Kerwin was my new boss then, so you know you're not trying to call your new boss and be like, I'm lost again. Where are we supposed to be? And I must have looked lost in one of the foyers. And Mike walked up and he goes, "Are you trying to find?" I think I was trying to find the Midwest ATVI breakfast. What?
At 7 a.m.
7
Yeah.
a.m.
So in addition to being lost, it was like the sun was just rising. And I was like, yeah, that's where I'm trying to go. And at this point, I had given up, and I was dialing up Kerwin. And I was like, I was just calling Kerwin. And he goes, you just tell Kerwin Goody's got her.
Goody's got her.
And I go, I'm not lost anymore. Goody's got me. And just hung up. He's always there like that,
He
though.
always is. Yeah.
It's like magic.
Yeah, and same thing with like, talk about the Hall of Fame and Fred Springer going in this year. It's like having a mentor like that, and you talk to Clay Miller, who's BEMA board member and
Yeah.
exec. Just having that as a young person in the industry is so nice to have.
Yeah.
It's invaluable.
Teresa?
I mean, I don't know if I have like a favorite memory. It was all kind of a blur. I mean, you go your first time and there's just so much going on, and everything's so exciting, and you're excited to be there, you know, that you just go. So I don't know if I have a favorite thing, but I know I really enjoyed it, and I took my girls for the first time too, so that was really fun out in California. So I can't say. I want to say that probably when we did that new member voting thing, that was so fun. It's so great for new members, you
Yes.
know.
So if you've never been to convention,
Yes, it's just so great to
Tell-
see
tell-
so many people.
tell us what that is.
Well, so the new members have an outing or an event that they get to go to, and when I went, we took that catamaran. Was it a catamaran that we took? Yeah, and a whole bunch of us, and there's drinks and there's food and there's socializing, and I mean,
Yes.
that's all that we like. So
I mean,
so fun.
it's a formula that works.
It works. Don't fix them.
Don't fix it. Don't fix it if it's not broken.
It's a formula that works.
So I could just think of one word. So if I had to say one word for Virginia, it would be, so our whole work is focused on the people and the members and our guests.
Yep.
But outside of that, there is a crazy reality of other things happening that, in the moment, we just let it go and move on. But Virginia, that one word would be rain.
Rain.
Oh.
Rain.
Yeah, that's why you guys got flooded out.
We have
Yes. Like every tour got canceled. We had to figure out how to reschedule all of them and move them all around.
And we
So
went on one at the end. We went on a hike
We did.
in Virginia, and they just said it could be a little muddy. Could be a little muddy. And like where there was usually like a creek that you would just like tip-top over, it was like raging flood water. I mean, we were soaking wet by the time we got back. It was not safe at all.
It was
So
beautiful
rain.
though. I mean, it was really pretty there.
It was.
But that rain would be the word.
Yeah.
I would say though my favorite thing, or just what took me aback about my first convention, was just meeting all the members for the first time, because that was our first experience on really experiencing BEMA, and just being so surprised at how welcoming everyone was, and you just immediately felt like you were part of something
Yeah.
as a staff member too.
It was
so
the
that's pretty
first
cool.
lobby bar rumble, so we can hear it. We've already been there for a few days before you arrive, and it's just strangers.
Yeah.
And then the first big day of check-in, we'll come out from wherever we are or wherever we've been, and we're like, oh, they're here, because there's a rumble.
boys.
You can
There's a
hear that lobby
rumble.
bar
You can hear
rumble.
it through the property.
So then we have two choices: dive in, or like take the back
Or hide
roads.
someplace else.
I am excited about their cookies.
I know they're very cute. And just a quick update on my peanut butter balls. Obviously, I've rolled out a bunch, and I'm just dipping them in chocolate, and then all you have to do is let them set up and enjoy.
Do you refrigerate them, or just keep them?
I do, but you can eat them. You don't have to, but I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. How's the wreath coming along?
It's good. It's looking good.
Smells
It's
good.
baking up just as fast as the practice wreath did, so it'll be done here in just a few minutes.
It'll
And the
probably be
cookies?
eaten just as quickly as well.
I think it probably will.
Yeah.
I like seeing everyone's different styles of decorating.
And I'm really impressed with how you're all sharing the icing so nicely. Hasn't even been an issue.
No.
No
We've been
crosswords
passing
have
very
been spoken.
quietly. No one has sabotaged someone else's cookie on purpose.
Ooh, that's a-
Don't give them
me
ideas.
Yeah.
Don't give them ideas.
I just got a dirty look for that one. Do any of you guys watch like Holiday Baking Challenge on TV?
Unfortunately,
And like Christmas
yes.
Cookie Wars?
Yes.
No,
That's where I'm
it's a
getting
good
my
idea.
inspo.
Oh, that looks a little scary.
It is.
They're so good. And they can make a cookie turn into anything.
You make a
They
cookie
can.
out of just about anything.
Yeah.
It's like it's the late night when there's nothing else on TV. You just turn it on Food Channel and,
I know.
and you watch it, and it's
In
And then
45 minutes,
wanna
make
make
cookies
cookies?
of 3 flavors with all different icing, perfectly flooded and on theme.
Yeah, how do they execute all that so quickly? I don't know. That's where I would fall apart.
yeah. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of customers of ours that actually go on there.
Really?
Yeah, like on a number of different of those food channels. They'll like walk into a bakery and they're like, "Oh yeah, I was on blah blah blah," like the chocolate one. I had a customer that was
No.
on the chocolate, and I'm like, "Really?" And then I went back and looked at it. It was the one on Netflix, and I was like, "Interesting." And like eating it, there they were. I'm just like, okay.
Just like the host, he's lots of places. He
Yeah.
hosts the holiday shows. He hosts The Bachelor. He hosts football.
Right?
College football every Saturday morning. Jesse Palmer.
Okay, Sergio, what's your favorite cookie that you made? What's your top design? If you had to pick one to be judged, which one would it be?
I don't know. My little guy is pretty. And if you compare it to James,
They're
it's-
all
Oh,
great.
mine's-
You can't
mine's
even.
scary.
They're all
I think
perfect.
James is just trying to use the rest of the
Yeah.
icing.
I don't want it to go to waste.
It's like
Looks like a Ninja Turtle.
It does. It totally does.
It does.
That is Leonardo the red one?
Yeah. Good job.
My family loves
shirt.
those movies. I think this one's really cute.
I don't know. I kind of like my stocking if I had to go, but I don't know.
Teresa?
I.
Teresa just did a dozen cookies real quick.
I know.
I think this little guy.
I do like the Christmas tree.
little Christmas.
I do too, but I really like your ornament.
You do.
I do.
Consider it yours. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Merry Christmas from Teresa.
Cheers to that. Sergio's like gonna use all the decorations now.
Because the minute you pick it up, it's all going to fall off. So got to make sure you get
That is
enough
true.
on there so that way it just sits.
Is it finished?
I'm
Not
gonna
quite.
eat 'em.
Not
Probably
quite.
gonna wash my
Oh,
hands.
it looks pretty though. It's getting
I
brown. You can smell it.
Yes. It looks good.
Smells amazing.
I did not grab plates to serve it on.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, I'll just do
We
it.
have plates.
Yeah.
I'll grab. We have
Yeah,
some.
we can make room.
Yeah. I did a little napkin plate for my cookies if you guys would like to do that.
I'm taking the big plate.
Awesome.
All right.
So I think here in just a minute we'll get together, we'll eat our snacks, and we're going to share some holiday traditions to wrap up our podcast.
Yes.
And I was rolling out peanut butter balls, and so I'm going to go wash my hands because I'm covered in peanut butter.
And chocolate.
So as soon as the trick-or-treaters leave on Halloween, all those decorations go away. So I usually already have them all gathered. So it just looks super Halloween-y when the trick-or-treaters come because all the fall decorations are right there because I'm getting ready to put them all away. All those decorations go away. Usually get out a nice bottle of wine and the first tree goes up.
On
First tree, how many trees do you have?
Several.
Say the number.
In the teens.
So no wonder why you started.
She starts on
October.
Halloween so she can be done by Christmas.
Yeah, and they have names. So like usually like Mother Flocker will go up on Halloween. Sometimes Esmeralda. We still have the first tree we got when we were super young. It was like a $20 Black Friday. You put the branches on one at a time. They're color coded.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't put that one up anymore, but we did until 2 years ago. They all have names.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So they start on Halloween.
That's a lot of trees.
It is a lot of trees.
I have one, and I'm gonna go buy it in a week when my daughter gets home.
So you do a real tree.
Oh, I
We do
love
have
that.
trees, so.
I used to do a real tree. I miss it. It's just nice to have a real tree in the house. Do you do a real tree?
No,
No.
I love to have a real tree, but it's a mess, and you have to water it and trim it, and then you have to figure out what to do with it afterwards. So I went to fake.
With the fake.
So I went to fake. That's okay.
That looks amazing.
It's roundish like a wreath. Okay, it's really hot too.
It's hot. It just came out of the oven. Pretty. Yeah. It's beautiful. And it's like Christmas colors in there.
Yes, and I think you can make it prettier. You know, obviously if it cooled off and we were having a party, you could put it on a cute serving dish and put all kinds of stuff around it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that right now.
That was easy to make too.
It was so easy to make.
Awesome. So can you cut right into it, or do we have to
So
wait?
everybody get your garnish out. We're gonna decorate this wreath. Yeah, I think we can cut right in. It'll be nice and gooey.
Okay.
There you go.
I have forks as well. Okay, so I'll go with our actual around Christmas time tradition. I'll start the tradition. So, years ago, we started doing, well, we did forced family fun. You know, we're going to play games and try not to kill each other. Nobody's going to cry at Uno this year. And then, you know, you're like, let's watch a movie. That seems like a neutral activity.
What's your go-to Christmas movie?
So what we
question.
started doing was for the season. So like all the Ninja Turtles, all the Rocky movies. One year we did all Tom Hanks. So there's like a theme.
Right.
So we try to keep it going. So that is the one that has kind of stuck because our kids are old now. Is that we still do the theme of movies. So this year we've already decided that the theme is rom-coms. So we'll be doing all romantic comedies.
All rom-com.
I know my husband is stoked about that one.
That's funny.
What about you, Kelly? Do you have a Christmas movie favorite?
Okay, I love old movies. And I love the old Christmas movies. And
White Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep. So every year
Yes.
I have to watch White Christmas. I used to watch it with my grandmother. I still do. She's going to be 105 this year. And I still watch White Christmas with her every year. So just
It's so good.
love that movie.
We could be sisters.
Sisters.
What about you, James?
They don't make them like that anymore.
Christmas Vacation.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
It's a classic. Yeah, it's a go-to.
I would say Polar Express.
Oh, yeah.
That's
a good one.
We always watch that.
Tom
and then,
Hanks.
Yeah, and then on Christmas Day is the only time we watch Christmas Story.
It's a
Because
classic.
it repeats.
They play it for like 24 hours.
They
I
repeat
know.
it all day, so we always know, like, do the morning stuff, make breakfast, and we know we're gonna watch it before we do anything.
My daughter Caitlin and I were in Walmart the other day, and they're selling what's the BB gun called?
The Red Rider.
It's branded.
Really?
The Red Rider. It has like a Christmas story.
Yeah.
It's the BB gun.
It's so awesome.
cute.
Single pump.
Yeah.
Baby gun.
You have one, Teresa?
We have two movies actually that we always have to watch every year, and that's Elf.
Oh yeah.
And then The Holiday. You know, we watch it every year, and actually we start like as soon as the girls would get home from college.
Yeah.
They're
Turn on
playing
The
it,
Holiday.
and we're watching it over and over. So that's, and then our tradition is that we always go to the Nutcracker Ballet. So in August, I'm waiting so I can get front row tickets. We want to sit in the very front row, and so like 11, 12, 13 years of that, it does get a little old.
But
It's tradition.
But it's a tradition, and we get a Nutcracker every time, so we have a good,
I love that.
good collections of Nutcrackers.
Nice.
That's so cool.
James?
Traditions?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a big comedy family, so we watch all the different comedies. So Four Christmases, Vince Vaughn,
Yes.
classic.
Oh,
Yes.
Elf obviously is classic. So we're kind of in the Disney phase right now.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say you're very much in the
Kids.
magic phase.
We are. So that's kind of taken first right at our household. But yeah, as far as traditions, we always get together on Christmas Eve and Christmas. We do both sides. So my wife's family and my parents on Christmas Eve, and then same thing on Christmas. So it's a lot of running around, but it's fun. We're all close by, so they're all within 15 minutes of where we live.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
fortunate to do that.
it goes by so fast. I know
Yes.
everybody says it, but it really does.
Yeah.
You really have to be in the moment.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah,
We
we're-
had one Christmas. We used to have to run around to 4 or 5 houses, but they were all hours away. So it was like a marathon. It wasn't enjoyable. Nobody had fun. You can see it in the photos.
Oh yeah.
Memories. And we got snowed in one year. Maybe our kids were probably 10, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And they closed the highway, and I was like, oh, we can't come. We have to stay home. And we've never
That's
gone.
your new tradition now. Yeah.
They were like,
started.
why are we not always home on Christmas Day?
Right.
And I was like, you guys, I don't know, but we will be now.
Yeah.
It always takes that one time.
Yeah.
Like we went away one Christmas and we're like, oh, this is nice. Like we just went on a vacation. And
Yeah.
we're doing that this year, going to Yosemite. It's like we're just leaving. Like
I love it.
So excited, can't wait.
Well, you guys, let's have a toast and dig into our snacks and enjoy the party treats.
All right. Thank you for having
Cheers.
us.
Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks for bringing us all the way out here.
You're welcome.
All right. I'm excited to try this.
Yes. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. And we will see you on the next episode of In the Kitchen with Kelly and Emily.
Merry Christmas.